Hey guys, how's it going? So today I'm going to be making my last attempt to get some of these perennials out of the area from back behind the Hartley because Chad is here. He is working on getting the trench dug from the house over to the Hartley. After he's done with that, they're going to work on leveling the area and kind of clearing it out around the whole greenhouse so that we can start planting. But there are still a few things back here I just haven't had time to come get. So even if I don't get them in the ground today, I'll work on getting them in the ground throughout the next couple of days. So here we are back behind the greenhouse. You can see the excavator right there and big piles of dirt. We're going to be working in this flower bed right here. There's lady's mantle that I would like to dig. There is on this side some pennisetum right over here. It's a beautiful variety that only gets about 2 feet tall. Beautiful seed heads. And then over here there's a bunch of iris and some geraniums down here at the end that we moved last season from the front yard, and they did really well. So we will move them once again. And Benny's crew is just kind of buttoning up the floor inside the Hartley, and it's gorgeous. I can't wait to show you. I kind of want to wait till it's done. It's not quite there, but let me give you a peek at what's going on up here. So let's move around this machine here. Does this give you guys the shakes? I mean, just look at this. It's gonna be so good though. So good, you guys. And they did minimal upset, honestly. So they've been working on scraping out the bricks. That's where the brick patio was. They're still gonna do that brick circle yet. And they had to go through the grass, but we knew that, and we're going to be doing a different shape with the grass anyway, so that was fine. I'll walk up there in a second, but you can see that this is where we're bringing water and electrical to, right here, and it's gonna go inside the greenhouse. So there needed to be a trench there. There's also, see, they stopped here. They're going to be working their way back this way because we have to trench back this way. We need to put a drain in the ground for the sink drain inside. We're going to be moving all of these sprinkler boxes right here. Half of them will go to that side. Half of them will come over into this area. Let me try navigating this without falling down. Hang on. Whoop. We're also going to have electrical brought in right here and water. Look at this. Look at how clean. They barely even messed up mulch in this area. Boxwoods will be fine. And then we've got the trench through the grass. You can see the white arbor and fence is gone. Honestly, it feels like a breath of fresh air. I mean, at first, of course, you feel like, oh my gosh, now there's a huge gap. Which, yeah, there is. There's a huge gap right here. But sometimes I have a problem seeing past what's there. I could not visualize this area without that white arbor and random fence section sitting there, which belonged to nothing. It was kind of an island right here. And it was necking down our pathway, and it was really forcing the way traffic was going. And it's not really the direction we wanted it to go. So having it gone, which, I mean, it's taken me a long time. It's something that we've wanted to remove almost since we moved in. Having it gone allows me to see this space in a different light, and so I can really start visualizing different scenarios for this area. I know in the end it'll be fairly similar. I mean, we'll still park our cars here. We still need an opening to go to the back door. We still want seating, kind of where that pile of dirt is. That's where the patio set used to be. It's behind the barn right now, but we always sat there. So we'll have some sort of seating area where the brick raised circle is. I'm thinking it would be nice to have maybe some kind of water right there. I'm not sure. But in the end, it will get us to the house. It'll get us to the barn. We'll have seating, and then we'll have a pathway to the Hartley. And then look at this. You guys, so there was white barrier. That rest of that's going to go as well, and then I will continue on the boxwoods over here instead of that, which none of us know really what that was for. There was a white barrier around this light pole, so this light post is going to stay, but it's just going to move. But I'm even going to take that geranium. There was a hardy geranium planted in the, like, inside the concrete, and it looks great, and they didn't upset it at all. The only thing they did was rolled over the lavender, which it's going to be completely fine. Like, most of it's not even broken. They did have to dig up one lavender. Oh, Russell's in there. He wants out. Hang on. There you are, my liege. You coming? What is this? They want out, and then they just... Oh, there's Cheddar. In or out, Russell? Okay, but for real, there you go. Well, this is actually kind of a good view of it. So, I mean, just imagine we're going to have a nice big opening right here, maybe with some brick pillars and some urns or something like that. And we'll have an opening over into this area. We're going to have a brick walkway, which will look an awful lot like, well, it'll look exactly like this one here. except for wider. So that'll come down this way and then it'll come over here. So we'll have brick all the way out that'll meet with this brick walkway and it'll go out to there. And later on, I think once everything's filled back in, we're going to remove this concrete as well. And we'll have a brick patio in here and we won't have these multicolor pieces of concrete. Every time Chad starts in with the equipment, it always reminds me that I need to not stress out. If he's the one coming to do the project, he does it so tenderly, like he can get in here with that big excavator and it barely looks like, I mean, it doesn't barely look like he's been in here, but like the upset to the area is minimal. The upset to the plants, minimal. And I could see him out here when he was taking a bucket of dirt, he'd do it really slow and gentle so that it didn't upset roots or plants nearby. And then he would swing the arm out and put it right into a dump truck so that he wasn't making big piles of dirt in my flower beds. So lucky, you guys. You can see we do have some water lines coming through here. We broke one. Some of these are abandoned. We just capped the one. So we'll fix that later. There's a drip line right there that didn't even get wrecked. Yeah, and this is where that white fence was. Let's stand out in the driveway. So I can just envision like something big and beautiful right here, kind of helping us frame in, kind of with this lantern tree right here. And then we'll have some kind of, I think that the opening will end up being probably right in here. That's where we're gonna move the lamp post, but it's gonna be nice and wide. And it will direct us right down this way. Anyway, that's where we're at currently. I'm actually really excited about this whole thing, and I have to kind of pinch myself and realize like, this is happening. Like we get to make a beautiful garden around this Hartley. Everything is gonna be functional and ready to use in a matter of just a couple of weeks. You know, the plants that are gonna be, or a lot of the structure plants that are gonna go around this greenhouse are on order and they'll be here fairly soon. It's just all coming together and it's just definitely a dream realized. I know that that doesn't look like a dream realized, but it is. Okay, so task at hand today is to try to get some of these plants dug, because even though a lot of these plants are inexpensive to buy, like the lady's mantle, you can get them for $3 in a 4-inch can, but these are big established plants and I really just have a hard time seeing these scraped up. We've had lots of people in here to take plants and I'm really happy with the amount that have gone to new homes. But you know, there's just only so much time in the day, and these were ones that I particularly wanted to save and move to another section of the garden. So I'm just gonna be digging for a while, cleaning up plants, digging, and then I'll show you where they're gonna all end up. underestimated or overestimated, I'm not sure. Anyway, this boxwood is way too big for that container. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna go find a spot to put it in the ground. I'm actually thinking tucked in right here would be quite nice. Let's search for drip line. Of course. I find the perfect spot and there's 3 drip tubes. Okay, let's find a different spot. Hi, sweet girl. Mwah.
I think nobody turned on the water pump. Going down, go away. You're gonna think you will go away. Oh, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Huh, huh. It's moving, it's moving.
Well, I think I am done for the day. It looks like I did next to nothing back here, but I did get a couple of gator loads of plants moved, got the boxwood dug out, which I kind of forgot about that. I got 1 load of plants in the ground, and then I looked over here right in time for the excavator to be driving right next to the boxwood. They weren't gonna hit it or anything, but it reminded me that I wanted to get that dug. And anyway, the guys got a lot done though, and it's very clear that they did. I think earlier today they had stopped here and they dug all of this, which they are going all the way to the backyard. We need water back by the back corner of the barn. And then they did this trench here, this trench over to the Hartley, this trench over here. We're taking electrical and water over there while we have the whole area torn up. So while it looks just horrid, and scary and sad, in just a few days time you won't even know that there were trenches here. It'll be amazing. I dug most of the pennisetum. This front clump is dead, and then the back little clump there's a tiny bit of green, but I was able to dig quite a number right in this area. And then of course the boxwood came from right here, and I tried to get as big of a root ball as I could manage because the plant itself was big. When it was in the ground down here it didn't look that big, but when I was digging it out and having to lift it, it was big. And then in this area right over here, the only thing that I dug up today was a big section of iris right here. So I do have more iris to dig up and the geraniums. But I learned kind of halfway through the project, because I was trying to go really fast, but I learned that they weren't going to actually work on leveling this area until next week when the trenches got filled in, so it bought me a few extra days, so I didn't have to hurry quite as much. I initially was going to just dig it all and just kind of hill it in somewhere, water it, and then work on planting stuff as I could. But this is much less upset to the plant if I can plant it directly after I dig it up. And it's not the best time to be transplanting, really, I mean anything. It's better than in the heat of the summer, but irises in particular don't want to be dug up or divided until like late summer, early fall, when the weather starts to get cooler out. I did leave 1 clump out here so I could show you close up how irises work, because they are interesting. They grow by rhizomes. So these like big kind of like tuber looking things or bulb looking things that grow underneath the soil, and then they produce roots off of those. So you start with 1, like you'll start with, let's say this was like the mother rhizome here. It's dead now, you can see, and they do eventually fizzle out. And then the things that, you know, like the babies that grow out from it are the ones that produce. So, you know, you start with 1, and then this one forms, and then this one grows off and forms. So what you do in order for your plant to flower the best and have enough room to grow is that you dig these up when they get really thick. And I'm not sure that these irises have ever been dug up, but you can separate them like this. And that way, and you could even do like, let's see, will this one come apart? Yeah, you can do that. So you've got a plant right here with roots and a plant right here with roots. That way you can replant these and give them the space that they need to grow and really produce well. So let's take a look at the rest of this clump here. So see that right there? That's a plant. There's its leaves. And when you do this at the proper time, late summer, early fall, you would cut the leaves like this and replant it. Let's see. There's another one right there. Healthy roots. Another one. Another one. Clean the leaves off that one. That's a great one. And this right here might have been like the mother one. It's starting to kind of rot a little bit. So I would probably just take these off. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 individual plants from that one clump. And that clump just was dug up right here. I mean, these are just super, super thick. And like I said, I don't think that these have ever been divided, dug up and divided. And you know, my parents have iris too, and I love them. These are bearded iris. They're a nostalgic flower for me, just because they were in the garden when they were one of the original things that was in the garden when we moved in, and they're still there. I'm not sure that my parents have ever dug them up and divided them. You just kind of let them do their thing sometimes, and just no fuss. I mean, maybe they would perform better, but they always bloom and they're really pretty and I love the scent. So what will eventually happen though is you can see like right in here, there probably was iris at one time and they've just kind of fizzled out in the center, and we've got babies all the way around, or not babies really so much anymore. These actually, we haven't touched them since last year, so we still have like some leaves from last year. We just didn't clean them up because I thought I was going to do that when I got around to transplanting. So a little bit of a mess. Look at all these though. Oh, and in this spot, the iris are a mix of, and I don't know which ones are which, but they're a mix of dark purple and a really beautiful champagne pink. Okay, I don't have time to plant these, so I'm going to put them in a bucket of water, but I'm going to run and show you where everything ended up today. Better yet, some extra soil sitting in here in the greenhouse. So these will just hang on till tomorrow. So everything except for the boxwood ended up here on the west side. So again, there's our vegetable garden, and we've got an instant karma elderberry. I have a spot right here saved for a tree, something with vertical interest. Then we've got a white veronica, white echinacea, coral charm peony, a baby kim. So this is a tiny lilac. It stays really small. And then nepeta. So that's cat's pajama. We'll have beautiful summer color. We've got late spring color with our iris here. So I did a big drift of those, which I might continue on a little ways. I stopped because I was unsure. I might want to do something different right there. Then I've got delphiniums that we transplanted earlier. Actually, everything from about here over has all been transplanted from behind the greenhouse. But Royal Jubilee roses, there's 3 of them in there. And then there's 2 sedum. I forgot these were back there. When I was digging the lady's mantle, I saw them. And these are a purple leaf with a bright pink bloom, so it'll be pretty to kind of break up the green. And then a huge drift of lady's mantle right here, which I love. Beautiful leaves. The plants look like a mess because I didn't ever clean them up last year. I need to come through with Falcos, although, you know, if I just leave them alone, the leaf canopy will cover all those kind of stems that are making them look messy. But I was dividing plants big time. Like those were huge clumps. And so I would divide them in half or into 3s or even 4s in some cases. And I did space them quite close together, really just in case some of them don't make it. They'll kind of fill in this area. And then again, I did stop my iris right here, my drift of iris, because I think I want to do something like maybe a taller phlox in there. We'll see. The rest is down here. And I know this drip system looks intense, but that is intentional so that we don't have to run the zone very long. Good coverage. Okay, I'm kind of working like from the ends of this flower bed toward the center, but there's another instant karma. We let this one get big. The other one was just so huge that we did cut it back this year. This one we left alone because it's got a ton of space there to just do its thing, and it's got beautiful blooms if you don't cut it back. And then we've got some more of the iris from today. There's another coral charm peony and some lady's mantle, just a few plants right in there. Right beneath this is a Mary rose, so a soft pink rose. Everything's looking really pretty over here with the daffodils and just filling in really nice. Loving it. 3 of the grasses ended up here. There's Midnight Masquerade Penstemon, which I need another one. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it looks like maybe I lost one right there or something, I don't know. And then I put 3 more right in here. And let's see. I think that was it for this space. Oh, we did put the lamppost right here. We do have a plug-in right here. Red tulip, red tulip. Ah, I'm gonna have to pick that one. This is the Gamay blend. Just pop some of those bulbs in this flower bed. They're really pretty. Anyway, tucked the lamppost right in here so we can get that plugged in and then start filling in with some pretty shrubs and things around it. The pear is glorious. And the boxwood's out there. Let's head that direction. Decided to pop a little bit of winter interest in front of that hose link. And I'll probably just let it grow and won't shape it up over here. But I think it looks really pretty. I just hope it survives. We'll see what happens here. It's a beautiful, beautiful shrub. And I don't know what variety of boxwood this one is exactly. I wish I did. Like, it's got a more narrow leaf. It might be just a green mountain. I don't know. But whatever variety it is, I would love to know because it never gets winter damage. It never gets dry tips when I trim it, and it never gets spider mites. And all three of those things are things I struggle with my other boxwoods. So I am hopeful that this one just thrives right here in this location. There are some baptisia around it. Yellow ones, yellow meringue. There's one there, and one there, and one over here. Should be pretty. All right, guys, so that is going to be it for today. I'm really happy with the amount we got transplanted today, and I'm glad that I have a few extra days to tackle the rest of it. That was kind of making me feel a little panicked because when I started the project, I knew I didn't have enough time really to get it done, and I didn't really want to be in their way either. So anyway, that was happy news. But I have a lot of watering to do. I'm going to go water in everything we just planted today. The water was off for a good portion of the day because it's inevitable when you're trenching everywhere, you're gonna hit a water line. So they have it all repaired. So the water's back on, I can go get everything saturated, give it all a drink. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.